All right, section 11.3 is on credit cards and consumer loans. So the first thing that we have to talk about is the finance charge. When you borrow money from a bank or from a credit card or from whoever you're borrowing money from, they're not just going to give it to you for free, okay? There's something called a finance charge, and that's how they make their money. So finance charge is the cost to the consumer for the use of credit, okay? The first thing that we're going to look at is we're going to look at credit cards, okay? So there's something on a credit card called the average daily balance. And what this looks at is per month, what is the average balance that you have on your card? So what we need to calculate is we need to take the sum, so add, of the total amounts owed each day of the month, okay? So if a month typically has 30 days, you're going to add up all of the balances for each of those 30 days, okay? And then you're going to divide by the number of days. So it's the average, that's why we're dividing by the number of days, the average daily balance, okay? So when you do these problems, you're going to want to kind of set up a little chart. And I'll show you how to fill this out in the easiest way possible, okay? So I'm doing example 1 on page 647. Calculate the interest on a credit card bill. An unpaid bill for $620 had a due date of March 10th. So we start with March 10th, okay? And the balance right now is going to be $620. A purchase of $214 was made on March 15th. So on 3/15, a purchase of $214 was made, okay? And so that means that this is going to go from 3/10 to 3/14. So 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 5 days, okay? So 5 days. $67 was charged on March 30th, okay? A payment, now I'm going to hang on a second because now a payment of $200 was made on the 22nd. So for here, I'm going to squeeze in on the 22nd, a payment, so your account will go down $200. So that means that this is going to be through the 21st. And then I'm going to go back, and on the 30th, there was another charge of $67. And so this one is going to go through the 29th. So this is the 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 7 days. Now what some of you are going to want to do is 21 minus 15 is 6. But when you're counting days, you have to add that extra day on. So we're counting again, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 7 days. So if my daily balance was at 620 and I had a charge of 214, my daily balance for these 7 days will go up to 834, okay? Then I made a $200 payment, so my daily balance is going to go down to 634. And then I made a $67 charge, and so my daily balance is going to go up to 701. And this was my balance started on March 10th, and so it's going to go through the next month on the 10th, which would be 4/9 up until that date, okay, because it's going to start over again on the 10th. So this would be, now here's the trick. You have to know how many days are in each month. If you don't, Google it, okay? March has 31 days, so I have March 30th, 31st, and then I have the first 9 days of April, okay? So I'm going to have a total of 11 days for this one, And I'm going to go back here. And again, for those of you, if you subtract 29 minus 22 is 7, but I have to include that day as well. And so there's a total of 8 days. Or you can count 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 8 days. Okay. So they're going to basically give you these dates and these charges. You have to then do the second date, which is going to go to the day before this date. Whatever your daily balance is, if you make a charge, you add it. If you make a payment, you subtract it because this is how much you owe. And then you count the number of days. This column over here, I'm going to take my balance times the number of days. So I could take 620 plus 620 5 times because that was my balance each of those 5 days. Or I can just take 620 times 5. And so this is $3,100. Again, I can take my balance times my number of days. So 834 times 7. And I get 5,838. 634 times 8 days, a total of 5,072. And then my last one is 701 times 11, so 7,711. I'm going to add those days up. 19 and 12 is 31 days total. And I'm going to add those up. And I've got 21,721, okay? So again, my average daily balance, the sum of the total, this right here is my sum, okay? And then this right here is my number of days, okay? So this is a shortcut way. Instead of adding up 31 numbers, okay, I'd have to add this one 5 times, I'd have to add this one 7 times, I'd have to add this one 8 times, and I'd have to add this one 11 times. I can take a shortcut and multiply those two and just add those numbers, okay? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this number divided by this number. That's my average daily balance. I'm going to take 21,721 divided by 31, okay? And now this has to be in money. So I have to round to 2 places. And it's one of those things that is understood. They're not going to tell you this. So we're going to use $700.68. That's my average daily balance. Okay. So the interest on the average daily balance is 1.5% per month. So find the finance charge on the April 10th bill. So my interest, I'm going to take, and it's simple interest for the month, I'm going to take principal times rate times time. So I'm going to take the $700.68 times my interest rate of 1.5% or 0.015, and then times my time, which in this case is just 1 month. Okay. And so then my, again, money, $10.51 is going to be my interest charge. All of that work for one little number.